So hi, welcome back to another video. Well, I can say that this is now going not a video tip but a video log. So this is for my blog, no. This is different from what I usually do. What I usually do is I write. I talk about resources or topics about being a virtual assistant. Well, this is also about being a virtual assistant, but in a uh, deeper perspective, no? So, medyo kakaiba tong pag-uusapan natin yan. Now, what I wanna say is that sa kahit anong trabaho na pinasok mo, there would always be your greatest takeaway. So, kahit anong trabaho, I would say that the biggest takeaway would always be the lessons that you learn from working in that industry. So, para sa akin, I never thought that being a virtual assistant really would um, teach me so much about life or yeah, I did not um, I did not anticipate na mas marami ang matututunan ko about life working as a virtual assistant rather than nung nasa labas ako nagtatrabaho. Because I've worked as a ano ba yung trabaho ko dati? I was in the events management, no? So, my work requires me to go out. So, to go out din. So, lumalabas din ako. And, comparing dun sa mga tao na nakaka-interact ko and with this one, I would say na the people that I interact with right now, mas marami akong natutunan sa kanila because I interact with them in a different way. So, as a virtual assistant, isa sa mga trabaho ko ay yung magbasa ng emails. So, our my work requires me, diba sinabi ko dun sa ibang video ko na if you're a virtual assistant, you should love emails, reading or writing emails. Kasi kung hindi, I don't think you would survive as a virtual assistant kung hindi mo yun gustong gawin. So anyway, as a part of my daily responsibilities, no, I read all the emails and I reply to them. So we actually have some canned answers kasi pag merong mga issues for the products, no, para mas mabilis sagutin. But one thing that I find na hindi mo pwede na ibabypass lang na hindi mo babasahin aside from the product inquiries is yung we have these emails that our clients tell something about themselves and the problems that they are needing help with. So yun, doon ako natututo ng marami kasi I did not know that I used to think na dahil nasa ibang bansa sila, they live in a more progressive country than ours, akala ko na their lives are perfect. I mean, I know naman na malayo talagang mangyari yun, pero I had this image in my mind na pag nasa abroad ka, is yung buhay mo doon is better than here. Kasi I've lived abroad for how many years din. So, siguro mas maganda naman yung life doon compared to here. Pero it was still in Asia eh. So, iba din pag sinabi mo na sa US or in European countries. So, ito ngayon, ang i-ano ko na video is what are the 5 things, I mean, there are 5 important things about life that I've learned being being a virtual assistant now. So who would have thought that I will be able to learn a lot about life just working as a virtual assistant, diba? So parang wait lang, nasa bahay ka lang, working at home, and then you learn so much about life, parang imposible. No. And I also initially thought that way, no? So ganito 'yon. it's really my privilege that, and I am honored to be able to read and be empathic about the troubles that women, the problems that women encounter every day. And hindi lang yun sa women eh. I think for everybody din. So, eto ngayon, na compared dun sa lumalabas ako, at saka yung nandito lang ako sa bahay nagtatrabaho, parang mas marami akong natutunan sa buhay dahil lang sa pagbabasa. It's because I believe that when you are writing down something, no, especially if you are asked ano yung struggle mo ngayon, at which area of your life are you struggling right now, which area of your business are you struggling right now, siguro naman when you write it down, I think it connects directly from your heart eh. Hindi ka kasi, I mean, that's how I think writers are, no? Sana, ganun lahat ng writers, that they are writing from their heart. Because I do that. Whenever I write, whenever I post something on my blog, whenever I write something in an article, kahit sabihin ko na I just research it, the things that I write down are what I believe in. I mean, hindi naman kasi pwedeng everything that I believe in, but it comes from my heart, especially kung tungkol to sa journey about life. It really comes from my heart. So that's how I expected every writer, no? So ganun din ang iniisip ko. When you write something, when you write it in an email, especially, parang ang hirap magsinungaling. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but that's how I take it. When you write an email, when you send an email, it really connects. O sabi nila business emails lang yan, pero kasi wala na nga yung sulat eh, yung snail mail, bihira na lang yun. So we take email as also as a form of a personal connection na rin dun sa mga tao. So that's how I think of it. So ngayon, eto na. When I get to read each and every email these women have, na-realize ko that no matter where you are in the world, no matter what race, what color of the skin, kung ano man yung circumstances ng environment mo, doesn't matter. We all have the same trouble. We all have the same struggles eh. Kumbaga pare-pareho lahat yung pinagdadaanan natin. So, maybe yung iba meron silang pinagdadaanan ganito, but I can say na parang almost the same. So, sabi ko, akala ko na kasi nandun na sila sa ibang bansa, mas maayos na yung ano nila. They have a different perspective from us. Hindi pala. So, this video, I'm talking about the 5 important things in life na natutunan ko as a virtual assistant. So, number 1 is that yung number 1 nito is that I have learned that procrastination is still the most common problem most people have that affects their success. No? So, yung procrastination. And I thought na ako na yung pinakagrabe mag-procrastinate. Ako yun na yung great procrastinator. Imagine, I put off renewing my passport for 9 years. Imagine that. I mean, nandyan lang naman yan yung passport ko. Diba? Ang bilis-bilis naman magpa-renew, mabilis namang magkahanap ng pera to pay for your renewal, and then mabilis lang naman pumila na rin. And especially na ang dami nang nabago sa government natin. So it's really very easy to renew your passport. But I did not think about that kasi I just came to realize one day na kaya siguro I put off renewing my passport is that because I have this habit of using symbolism which is, I know, mali yun. It's parang sinisimbolize ng passport na yun yung pag-alis. Yun. So, it's deeper than just not wanting to renew your passport. Meron dun kasi my life story, my children my children were taken away from me for I think 6 months. Nagkaroon ng problema sa pamilya ko. And 6 months, I was not able to be with my children. And I have to go through sa butas ng karayom para maibalik sila. I mean, the court cases, the custody cases, pinagdaanan ko yon. So parang when you think about the passport, when I think about the passport, parang ang ibig sabihin nun is I was going to leave. And I did not want to leave kasi nga, ang inisip ko lagi, pinaghirapan kong kunin yung mga anak ko tapos iiwanan ko. So that's one reason na hindi ako nag-renew ng passport. So whenever kailanganin ng passport, like for example, government issued na mga IDs, gagawa ko ng paraan na makakuha ko ng ibang government issued na ID. Wag ko lang i-renew yung passport ko. So parang the reason was deeper, not just because I parang kailang yan, tinatamad lang ako. No, there was something deeper. So yun ang na-realize ko na reading through all the other email, ang sinasabi niya, I want to stop procrastinating, I want help in ending my procrastination, I always procrastinate, I put off doing what I can do today, parang ganun, parang ang dami. I mean, almost 75% of all the emails that I read every day has to do with they want to stop procrastination. So yun yung number one na life lesson na nalaman ko, na yun pa rin, procrastination is still the number one thing that most people do na naghihinder para sa kanilang na maging successful sila. So next naman, ang number 2 that I learned is that self-discipline is still something that most people lack. That is why they are not creating the change that they want for their lives. So yon, self-discipline. Sino bang magaling sa self-discipline? Diba, it takes a lot of effort para magkaroon ka ng self-discipline na kinakailangan mo para mag-create mo yung change na gusto mo sa buhay mo. I've read a lot of self-help books. Ang dami kong binabasa. I read so much. I subscribe to a lot of coaches, a lot of these influential people like Tony Robbins. Ito sila Gary V something, basta si Gary V-E-E, hindi si Gary Valenciano, Gary V, and then so many, marami akong fina-follow na ganyan, and they're talking about self-discipline. It's in their book, it's in their ebooks, it's in their podcast, but hindi naman nila sinasabi paano. And even Think and Grow Rich na book ni Napoleon Hill, it's all about, sinasabi nilang self-discipline, but where's the manual to creating self-discipline? Wala, diba? So parang iniisip mo, bakit? Paano gawin ang self-discipline? So yun, dahil wala, I mean, it's not really we lack, pero parang para sa akin I have not seen anything pa na nag-i-explain talaga ng step by step paano, kasi self-discipline depende din yan sa mo, sa sarili mo, sa routine mo. So there's really none na parang general na manual ng self-discipline. So ang naano ko dyan is you may declare all you want, na sabihin mo na, I want to create change. Pagkising ng umaga, ma-intention ka na, sinabi mo na, I want to create change in my life, I want to create something like this. Pero, wala ka namang ginagawa because you do not have the discipline to do that. Even waking up early in the morning, it takes a lot of self-discipline. Kailangan i-train mo yung sarili mo. It's self-discipline. Kailangan ng training yan sa sarili. So, that's something na na-realize ko din, na self-discipline is still something that people lack para makuha nila yung change, para magawa nila yung change sa buhay nila na gusto nila na mangyari. So, number 3, race, color, environment, and race, color, environment, and other outside forces do not dictate what our situations in life should be. Hindi nila dinidictate yung mga yung color natin, yung race natin, kung saan tayo nakatira. It should not dictate what our future or what our situation in life should be, but the forces, outside forces yun eh. So what's important are, what matters are the inside forces, yung mga forces na nasa loob na natin. So discipline, persistence, strong will, at saka yung napakalaki-laki na desire mo na baguhin yung buhay mo. That's, I think, the most important things that you need, na para na yun ang magdidictate ng ano mo, ng future mo, or kung ano yung gusto mo mangyari sa buhay mo. Hindi yung sabi mo kasi maitim ako, ito lang ang kaya ko, ito lang ang buhay namin. No, it's not that. So, hindi tama yung isipin yon. So next, number 4, many people are still struggling to find their own voice and their own identity. So no matter what education, what type of education you have, or kung ano man yung pinakamataas na level ng education na nakuha mo, still it does not guarantee na mahahanap mo agad yung boses mo, yung your own identity, kumbaga sa marketing or sa ano is yung brand mo, hindi mo maano yun eh. Kasi for me in my own opinion, my honest opinion lang naman, my humble opinion, ang ano ko dyan is kailangan ng isang profound na life experience. Kailangan mong may ma-experience kang ganon para makita mo yung purpose mo eh. Yung purpose mo, yung mission mo. But there are people naman na at the onset, alam na nila yung gusto nilang gawin. Alam nila na yung mission nila yung ganito. Pero what I'm talking about here is that karamihan. So, hindi tayo naiiba. Hindi ako naiiba. That's what I realized, na hindi pala ako naiiba kagaya sa kanila. I thought na kasi ang tataas ng pinag-aralan nila, they are this, they are like that, na alam na nila yung ano nila, yung kanilang sabihin natin yung personal branding nila or yung identity nila, alam na nila yung boses nila. Hindi rin pala, because I do read a lot of that parang sinasabi na I wanna find my own voice, I want help, I need help in finding clarity to my life's purpose, yung mission ko, hindi ko pa alam kung ano. So yun ang isang na-realize ko, yun ang isang life lesson na nalaman ko, na marami pa rin palang tao that I thought na ako lang, and I thought na, alam ko merong ganun, pero I thought na pag mataas na pala pinag-aralan mo, alam mo na agad yung gusto mo sa buhay. That's how I thought it was, pero hindi rin naman pala, kasi marami pa rin ang tao na nagsa-struggle para makita nila yung sarili nilang yung sarili nilang boses, ma-identify nila yung kanilang sariling yung branding nila, yung kanilang identity. So, yun ang number 4. And then, last but not the least na realize ko about life as a virtual assistant, no? Kasi dahil nga, sinasabi ko lang naman na as a virtual assistant, kasi yan ang trabaho ko. And that's how dahil isa akong virtual assistant, I have the privilege of reading through these emails. Doon ko na-realize na pareho lang din pala ang natin. We are struggling with the same struggles. We have the same challenges. So, ito yung last. Ang sinasabi ko is time is still the most precious thing that we can't ever take back pag nawala na. So, oras pa rin talaga. And that's why we need effective time management. Yang ang ginagawa ko, I try to manage my time. Kasi, dalawa yung mini-maintain ko, na I have two online jobs, and then I still have to find time doing these videos, and for my own personal, kasi ito, masaya akong ginagawa ko eh. This is what I want. This is, I think, I see myself na parang masaya ako sa ginagawa ko. So, I try to find time doing this. And I'm very lucky naman na nahanapan ko siya ng panahon. Kasi nga, it's because you just have to manage your time well. Siguro, when you're working in an office, ay hindi ko siya sure kung, well, you can use time management in the office to manage all your responsibilities and your activities doon sa office, pero yung personal mo na hindi mo pwedeng isiksik doon, and you can do that after na ng office mo 9 to 5, which is parang ang hirap ng gawin kasi what time will you start doing what you want to do, 'di ba? Kasi yung oras mo sa office is nakalaan yung para dun sa office work mo. Unless na you're the boss and you still have time na pwede mong isiksik yung personal mo na mga kailangan gawin. So, that's one thing na na-realize ko that as a virtual assistant or somebody na nag-juggle ng ilang trabaho, you really have to have effective time management. Kasi dun din sa mga emails na nababasa ko, parang sinasabi nila na, where'd time go? Parang, kagigising lang nila and then they were just able to write some konti pa lang nagawa nila, tapos bigla, wala na silang oras. Well, I also used to feel that way eh. Parang, bilis-bilis ng araw. So many things to do, so little time. So, kailangan talaga yung isang araw mo naka-schedule na talaga yan. You have a list of to-do things. You have a list of priorities kung ano yung uunahin nyo. And in case na magkaroon ng problema yung isa, ano muna yung ipapalit mo na gagawin mo. So, prioritizing din is important. So, yun. Kayo, what have you learned about life in the job that you are in now? Syempre marami naman siguro yan. Pero ako, I enjoy being a virtual assistant. I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy vlogging. And I enjoy working with two other people from different countries. So, all in all naman, masasabi ko na masaya din naman yung pagiging isang virtual assistant. So, if you wanna try to become a virtual assistant, you can just, and if you wanna know more about being a virtual assistant, you can visit my blog or my website. It's at www.virtualassistanthub.com. Ang main purpose po ng blog ay ng blog or website na yun is to give resources to those who are starting out their careers as VAs or online professionals. So, pero sometimes meron din ako ilalagay doon na parang ganito na not just about the work but also about life. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any comments or suggestions, you can just please write to me at Marian at thevirtualassistanthub.com, and I will answer your emails personally. And also, you can just write in the comments below. And that's all. Sana po marami kayong natutunan din sa napagkwentuhan natin today, na discuss ko today. And I'm really, really thankful for the opportunity na makapag-share ng mga nalalaman ko sa inyo. Thank you so much and see you sa next video. Bye!